going to call to order May 26th Board of Finance meeting. Call to order at this time at 7:02. The first order of business is to have Gloria as an alternate. In a second. All those in favor, say an aye. Aye. Thank you. First order is public participation. Does anyone wish to comment? Thank you. Next matter is approval of the minutes. The first minute is of the April 27th Board of Finance meeting. Second. All those in favor, say an aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. The second matter is the May 13th, 2015 Special Board of Finance meeting. A second. All those in favor, say an aye. Aye. Correspondence, quarterly financial reports from the Board of Education.
You want it now?
Just another reason to get up to that new high school, take advantage of the air conditioning. Okay.
Well, Mr. Chairman, if I may.
You may.
Every year around this time, the board looks at a priority list that they have money left over. We've submitted that list with 4 items. I just want to advise the board what the Board of Education has decided. One is a van for $25,000. The other is for $19,000, which is moving high-efficiency burners out of the high school. We put those in 3 years ago, moved those down to the elementary school. Number 3 would be the paint repair bus to make an activity bus for $4,900. And then this is a stretch at this time, but for $84,000 if we're watching some rebates come back in our healthcare account. Those rebates keep on adding up. But the next, number 4 item would be a school bus for $84,000. That is a stretch. We are showing a balance as we presented at about $28,000. So, but we are watching rebates come back in healthcare accounts that could be substantial, and we'd like if those add up, we get a school bus.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Anything else as to the Board of Education report that anybody would like to question? If not, have a motion to accept the report of the Board of Education. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The next matter is the quarterly financial report for the general government.
Thank you for additionally adding the budget that probably will give us an idea of where we are. We have the reports that come on back first, and that's
So this is the same, I mean, these are working on.
right.
Yeah, except without the POs that are in there that weren't used, because some of the line items are way over because there's POs in there that weren't used.
Well,
If you have any questions on any of
I'd
even the
ask,
old
you know,
ones.
given we just have this in front of me at the
Yeah.
moment here, are there anything we should be questioning? Any questions we should have?
I don't think so.
Just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Think of something.
Well, just for your information, we're spending an awful lot on their own.
Could you move up? I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
What?
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. I was talking to the ground anyway. No, I'm not coming up there.
Well,
Speak up.
Mike,
Speak up.
is that your boyish approach? What?
Under Board of Finance, under professional services, you'll see, considerably over, but that's to reflect our flux here in terms of the treasurer's position and the auditors helping us out. And so that's, is that where you come from, Paul?
I haven't built anything.
Oh, she hasn't built anything yet, so we're going to
I
see.
did in January, but that comes out of the treasury.
Yeah, so we're going to see some significant overages in that particular thing, that particular account, to help us out through this fiscal year.
Anything else we should be seeing here, Mr. Cutler, that we don't see, or some, I mean, I don't know what to say.
I know in sanitation, it looks like it's over, but that's gonna come in under budget.
What's that?
Sanitation.
Mean public works or?
No, sanitation, the
When I-
garbage pickup, waste
What line
pickup.
item is that? Oh, I see it.
Yeah. That looks like it's gonna be way over, it isn't. It isn't on my budget.
It looks like public works is gonna be over too.
I don't know. They are in certain areas, but they're kind of far behind in their regular payroll. So it might not be as bad as it looks. Because this was just as of the other day, and the payroll was posted. There's only 6 weeks left, so.
How come there's a negative in the WPCA reimbursement we haven't paid?
That's the
No,
reimbursement from the WPCA.
Yeah, most of these salaries were in as a net cost anyhow,
Okay.
so,
No, I don't see anything that pops up.
So at the end, when the chime rings at the end of the year here, fiscal year, how do you think we're going to be, okay?
We'll be okay.
I think we should be, I hope so. I can't guarantee anything because I'm not,
Probably like your golf
Yeah, some days it's good, some days, we've got a lot of.
right?
Huh?
Ouch.
Yeah, sometimes it's good, sometimes not so. I
Well,
hope we'll be okay.
you think we'll be all right? I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, if we're over, it'll probably be because of the excess cost, the bad winter, if Public Works is over.
Yeah.
But I think he's expecting some FEMA funds, which should balance on the other side.
57.
57,000 in FEMA.
57? Oh, good.
So
When's that gonna come?
We're meeting with the FEMA people tomorrow. So we should have it
It's
probably
usually-
before,
well-
they probably come next fiscal year.
No, it doesn't matter because it's
Yeah,
due this
because it
fiscal
was,
year.
it's for this year.
Just put it back. So that will help. And landfill is, we can keep in our budget 2,000,009 and we only budgeted 2,000,005. And we've got over 4 million. We're putting a million something away into the Ash landfill fund. 1,346,000 into the Ash landfill fund. So it might not look good on the expense side, but the income side should be fine.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept the financial report from the general government.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
All right.
Thank you. Number 5.
I'd just like to report that we have posted the position of finance director in the Hartford Current, CCM, the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities. We're going to probably get it in the International City Managers Association.
How long's it been up?
Been up only a week.
What's the closing date?
Closing date, first closing date is June 5th.
Yeah, it's very quick.
That's, it's sort of like an open process, but that's,
Did someone hire just somebody from, thought I saw that in the paper today?
Yes, where was that?
Norwich, no, Griswold.
Griswold.
Small town.
Small town, yeah.
Small town. As opposed to Mag, large town fund.
We have a lot of stuff, even if we have a large town, we have a lot of financing and stuff.
There's a treasurer, I don't know what he does.
So
Town of Norwich.
if we start reviewing this soon, if we start getting applications.
Do you have a committee that's going to
No,
do
that's what I was
that?
just going to bring up, is we
I
should
mean,
have
that's
some members
certainly-
from the Board of Finance certainly on
Yeah,
it.
because it's, when they come in,
I'd like to be on that.
that's what, good.
Well, we're going to start the first review June 5th, so we'll probably, if we
I'm
get
sorry?
any, we'll start the first review June 5th. If we get any good prospects, we'll start interviewing them. So like the second,
Other
third week in June,
than a couple of souls from the Board of Finance, who else is going to be on it?
some members from the Board of Selectmen, the mayor.
Well, but is there
Paula,
anybody,
probably.
Yeah.
other than Paula, who would have an idea of how it's supposed to work? Is there anybody on there out of the crew that you're talking about that has experience with regards to finance directors? Nice to have the names, but
Yeah.
is there anybody there that
And I'll
Going to ask-
I'll have to give some thought.
going to ask some clever questions or something along those lines?
Right.
Other than it sounds good.
Well, Paula would be good.
Well, but
I think
just-
the most important thing this person has to know is that they're responsible for everything financial.
Right,
And it's not a supervisory position, it's a working position.
right.
It's a hands-on.
It's a hands-on position.
Yes,
There's one accountant and that's
That has to be made
treasurer.
clear. That's a working treasurer.
well,
So if you want to appoint any volunteers.
certainly, Bob.
Yes, I'm interested.
And Mark,
Who?
Mark.
Sure. That way we get a balance that way. If it's necessary, but certainly get a balance.
Very good.
You okay with that? You okay with that, Bob?
Yeah, volunteer.
Yeah, what?
He volunteered.
Well, I don't know, but it's okay, maybe he doesn't want to think about it. All right. Moving on. Town Administrator's Project Update Report.
I believe you have it.
Yeah, we have the report right now.
Okay.
I just have one question on the sewer lift stations.
Which one?
Okay, which one is right? The one that is going to be down at
Tech Park?
the tech park where, who's the engineering group?
Fuss and O'Neill.
Fuss and O'Neill. Apparently they inspect out to handle all that stuff.
Well, we're going to have a meeting tomorrow about it. Apparently, as it's spec now, it would not, this is the question, is whether it will, they design that to take the full design build of the tech park,
Okay.
or is it they just design it just to take the initial phase one? If they did the phase one, then we're woefully undersized. But if it's the case that they build for the entire tech park build-out, then what I would suggest is that we go ahead and negotiate with Pomfret and worry about the full build-out of the second phase of the tech park, when we have a better idea of what's entailed with that. Because I think Pomfret's ready to bring their sewerage to us.
Oh, joy. No, that's good for the state fund.
It's good for the sewer department. But it's good for us because then we'll have to be able to offset the cost of the building that lift station. Some of that cost would then built into the net cost that we would finally fall on for the entire technical site.
Which has nothing to do with this. How's that bridge moving?
Bridge is moving great.
Is it?
Yep. So we're moving ahead. There's a lot of
Don't see any
coordination.
work on it?
They're driving piles now, so that will be for the abutments. So then they can, once they put the abutments in, then they'll bring the steel in. So
How about the other bridge?
this one over here, that's his baby.
First of all, I have nothing to do with that bridge. I can't understand how.
Wash your hands quick of that.
Any firm can let a Massachusetts firm do it. Alma and I were on a talk show Friday. Alma went out and saw a lady with a
That's,
vest on. She talked to her. That lady was very angry. She said, the company, she works for the state of Connecticut. She goes, where have they been? They've had 23 days of perfect construction weather, nothing. She goes, there's no need to close the bridge as long as they did. And she goes, they will come under the time frame. I doubt that's what they think.
I mean, they're already, if they,
Almost 4 weeks behind.
yeah, I mean, you're a month behind right now, so.
In the good weather.
Is Santa Claus going to be here instead of the turkey? May have been the turkey, yeah.
The only saving grace is Willie told me today that the top part of the bridge will be hopped up by construction that year. It's kind of pre-made, recast, so they're just gonna drop it on the thing, so which will save time.
If you're interested in seeing pictures of the tech park bridge, if you like the
I like the helicopter.
Oh, the helicopter, well, you can watch that and photos on the Putnam Democratic Town Committee's Facebook
Oh,
page.
well, if I don't
So all
know
you have
that,
to do is like
just-
us.
Just another reason not to
Maybe
read it.
Joe, it's going to be a pain in that, and it's just a bad situation.
I mean, sometimes today, especially over here, I mean, it is just awful.
I've emailed the state several times and said, you have to send someone down for a look, eyeball see, an eye test.
Where's our state senator?
May, she's saving the world. Danny, he's on our side, he's talked to these people. Because and plus they didn't have the green arrow coming into the air, which
Yeah.
would, you know, at least 3 or 4 cars can get by. The traffic backs up onto Kennedy Drive. Someone's gonna get hurt or killed. And I just don't understand. You're aware of it?
I mean, certainly one of the things you think about is the alfresco and the car show.
The car cruise had
Cruise on July.
18,000 people.
Yeah. I mean, these aren't insignificant, these are the small things, you know, just like on Monday, you know, that it's not, took the fire trucks out, it had been done, you know, it's wonderful, I have nothing, but I'm saying, it's over quick, it's 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Along those lines, these things are all day, you know, starting in the afternoon.
And
way
again,
through the
William
evening.
told me he wants to get told to the state to close as 95 and 96 on 395 the day of the Dazzle Light Parade.
How do you do that?
If there's an accident, they close for 5 hours.
Yeah.
There's a couple accidents.
The state will have to do it if they want to. They don't have to. But he said if someone poor suckers from coming from Norwich, just on general business, he is
Yeah.
on Tessie, he gets off 95 when the parade starts. He's there for 45 an hour.
I don't know, how long does the Dazzle Light Parade go? That's a long show. That's an hour, good hour.
So, you know, there's a lot of things that have to be ironed out.
I mean, it's all the way up Grove Street. huh?
And it's at night, which complicates matters.
Is there a left arrow?
There's no arrows, no arrows.
You're talking about over here?
And I blame our town administrator for that.
No, I'm talking about crossing the
No
bridge,
arrows on the
that
bridge,
bridge here,
no.
coming from the other side.
No,
There's no
no,
left.
No, no,
That's the part that
it's
sucks.
straight,
In,
that's it.
like tomorrow morning when they have court going
That's
over,
it.
Maybe I thought there
there's
was
no
this
left
morning when I
turn.
came through there because I seen
If
cars.
someone wants to make a left,
No, but I saw-
it just stops everything.
One car.
Absolutely, yeah. And that backs up into the previous way.
Yeah, yeah.
If you drive it.
Timing is awful.
I went by there 11 o'clock, there was nothing.
There is around when I leave,
I never
work
had
and go to
a
the post office, right before 5 o'clock, it's way back down on
Yeah, it's
Kennedy
Oh, yeah.
Drive.
It's backed up 2 times during the day, around 8 o'clock,
Right.
and 1, there's cars quick.
Yeah, but it needs to start.
Well, there has been backups on Providence.
I get caught in
car.
Clark Street.
That light there seems to be skipping.
Well, especially when someone wants to,
Going to drive it, well.
in the middle of the morning, wants to stand out
It should
on
have delay.
Providence Street and do motor vehicle checks.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's good for backing up traffic. Anyway, I've asked what I wanted to ask. Thank you. Unfinished business, do we have any unfinished business? Good, that's why it says unfinished. We know nothing about it. New business, Saban Street, how we doing here?
Saban Street is the 30-acre parcel that the town owns that is in active open space. It's right on the town line with Woodstock. And there's a proposal being...
Is that both sides of that little, the river?
Yes, we do.
It's on both sides.
Yep. It's more than 30 acres if you count both of them. It's probably about 50 acres total, I think, between the two parcels. But the more active consideration is a proposal by the Facilities Study Committee, which will be to do the engineering necessary to put recreational fields, football fields, soccer fields, baseball fields on the 30-acre parcel on the Saban Street side. The engineering would involve bringing that, there's a lot of gravel on that site, so it would be taking the gravel out, bringing it down to a level where they could put the fields on, And they're all proposing a one-lane bridge be built across the Little River, coming from the old, is it the old football practice field or the existing football practice field, and onto the property on Safety Street. Right now, we have two proposals for engineering. I'm sorry, one proposal for engineering that is the lowest cost, which is approximately $39,000. Tonight,
Who's paying for that?
that's what I'm getting to. Tonight, we're just bringing you up to speed on it, to just give you an idea that we're going to be coming down the line to talk to you in the future about how we're going to appropriate that amount of money. My first initial thought is that we have funding through the fees that we collect for all the deeds that get put on the land record. There's approximately $40,000 in that account. And then once we start receiving revenue off of the sale from the gravel and also from the timber, we would replenish that fund, and then we would use the remainder to pay for the project, for the development of the project. So
Someone's going to make some hard numbers on these.
we would be able to give you hard numbers. We won't be able to give you...
How much is a bridge?
That we don't know until we get the engineering done. So the initial thing is to come to you with a proposal to do the $39,000 to get the engineering done. And once we have the engineering done, then we'll come to you with an idea of how much gravel is involved and how much we would be able to receive from that, and what portion of that would go towards the development of the recreational fields.
Not to be argumentative, it's the first time I've heard of it. Why can't that be done all at once?
Because we don't have the engineering to determine how much gravel.
Once you get the engineering, how much is the engineering? I don't know.
$39,000.
Who's doing it?
Well, Messier was the low bid.
Messier
Associates.
How many bids?
We had three. 7 companies came out for the site visit. We
Does
had
any
3
of this come through the Board of Finance at all?
Not until we get to the appropriation. So that's where we are now.
And it also has to go to plan.
What?
And after review, it has to go to
You
plan.
get paid for it.
Yeah.
And then go back to the board of select.
Yeah.
But Doug forgot to mention that the engineer that they pick is Messier.
Yeah.
And he says that you don't have to pay me until you start getting money. But Bill Sainot says you can't do anything unless you have appropriation, which we don't have. That's why Doug is saying we can take, if the Board of Finance approves this committee taking the money from the land deeds and fees, it'll be put back in. And now Rossick, who lives in dirt and rocks and gravel, said we'll get $1 point some odd million in gravel. So the money is there. You just have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's the first time I've heard that we have a special account on deeds and...
No, it's called the preservation. It was set up by the state. It's in the audit.
It's in the audit?
Yes, and a certain part of the fee goes in for capital, and it's supposed to use the same rules as LoSiP. It's supposed to be a capital. I don't think engineering counts really. But
Well, engineering can count if you have the total project in place.
yeah.
Who said that?
When I talked to the folks at LoSiP, because I was looking to use LoSiP.
Folks at who?
At OPM, Office Policy Management. So when I was talking to them about a similar project we had, I was wondering if we could use that for just the engineering costs, and they said it could be, but you have to have the entire project already laid out. And in the previous case, we did not have the project already laid out. So.
Joe, like you, I like to see hard numbers, and you can't get hard numbers until you have step 1 done first. And then step 1 will tell us how much one is coming off in lumber and gravel. And then step 3 will be the total cost of the project will be X amount of dollars. But we can't do 2 and 3 unless we get 1, and they don't have the money, nor is it appropriate anywhere, except you have this cash there, which will be replaced as soon as we start getting money for gravel, which would be in the near future.
But how did this project jump up to the most important thing to be spending our
Because
money
the
on?
facilities committee came forward with a proposal.
Okay, so we would like to
Excuse
see
us?
that proposal. I mean, I don't, how do we know we need fields?
Well, that's the question, because there's a lot of people that are meeting on this issue right now. There's actually a field committee that's meeting. And the thing is, they're saying that for us to be recognized for our ability to hold tournaments in town, we do need to upgrade our fields. And it's just one of those other things that we're looking to be the leader in the region for is our provision of recreational fields, which brings more people to town.
They come to the Board of Selectmen and give a presentation.
They do.
Maybe they should come to the Board of Finance.
Right. Well, we're not, I'm just giving you a heads up on this right now. This is just a heads up that we're doing more, our due diligence, and we will be coming back to you with a more solid proposal.
Not,
And so far, the facilities committee seems to be the recreation committee.
No, it's a different group.
Well, I know it's
Well-
a different group, but it's the same, I mean, we're not doing anything besides recreation. We're moving the now down into the builder, we're building new fields, I mean,
Again, I think eventually, the
what
facilities...
happened to the roof with the new town hall
Well,
or
the
the...
facilities committee wants to
library?
put the new library, if it ever comes to pass, at Tar Field.
Yeah, I know.
So you're taking away from Tar Field, and you're putting it to Recreation Park area, Savings Street Recreation Park. And eventually, they want all athletic, recreational facilities in one spot, behind the Armory over there. I had Willie Whiskey put $225,000 in the budget, which we moved till next year, not the upcoming 2 years, to redo the tennis courts and the skate park. So lighted down there. We have to bond it, but everything, so people can't say, well, you never put it in the budget. It's there. People want it, fine. If they don't want it, that's fine too. But we're trying to consolidate everything in one huge area. And that'll be better for the kids in the town. And as Doug said, we can't host a Little League All-Star game. We can't host a
Playoff.
junior kind of a tournament because the fields are inadequate. The present Little League field floods when it drizzles outside. And they're trying to put that into some kind of a playscape kind of a concept. As far as athletic fields, put them all up there, keep it all together, under the direction of Willie and the Recreation Department, once it's done. If the Board of Finance doesn't want to do that, well, that's okay too.
one of the questions, I mean, it's really not to you, but is the next thing going to be, we have to put sewers, we have to put water, we have to
They'll
I mean,
grow well.
But you understand what
I
I'm saying is that, you talked about $39,000 as if it's a very modest amount, which it is, no question about that.
The Light Recreation Park, the water for the fields comes right out of Little River.
Well, is the state going to allow you to do that?
You can up to 50,000 gallons.
And
Without a
is
permit.
that enough?
It should be. We do, the golf course in Woodstock does it at 50,000 per day.
I don't know.
No, I don't, because I'm on the board of trustees.
The interesting thing, if I may, Mr. Chairman, from Board of Selectmen's viewpoint is all of these organizations came to us, the Little League, the WPTP, the Soccer League, this sort of thing, and they made a presentation on the current fields, what condition they were in, and why they needed new fields. And then to dovetail with this, Alan Rawson, as Tony said, is a master in lumber and soil and gravel. The estimate, and you won't know the hard numbers until you get the engineering piece, but the exciting part is that you could not only pay for the engineering piece, but this whole complex with the revenue that you're going to get from the gravel and the lumber. So in terms of a net cost to the town, we'd be looking at hopefully a zero cost or a very nominal cost. So that's why I voted for it as a selectman, because I thought this was a win-win for everyone.
And Joe, to kind of piggyback on this process, in this day and age, you have to look at litigation and liability. We've had one girl this year get hurt running into the fence because we didn't have a special pad on the top of the fence. It's not OSHA required, but it's state recommended. We didn't have the money to put that there, so we got to settle that. So this fields, or the fields that'll be up there, will be all under OSHA, state, CIAC, Little League.
I'm sure they can find something to sue with.
Yeah, that's true.
So the intent is, we're having a joint meeting of the Board of Selectmen and this Facility Study Committee on the 18th. From that meeting, we'll take this we'll bring this proposal, more formal proposal to you at your next meeting in June.
With hard numbers.
And then we're planning, if you give the approval, we'll take it to a town meeting sometime in July.
And big fonts, so you can read it, your own process. Then you hate small.
have you brought, Mr. Town Administrator, have you brought the Board of Finance up to what's going on with the Armory, or no?
No.
You might want to, these are nice people here, you might want to let them know what's going on there.
How much?
We don't have a figure yet. The proposal is that and again, this is yet to be worked out, the development agreement we're going to have. And again, as Scott mentioned, we had 4 organizations approach the Board of Selectmen for a development proposal for the Armory. It was NOW, which is the Northeast Opportunities for Wellness, which is Alan Lawson's group. It was Nikon, of course, the soccer group. It was Little League, and it was the WPTP football and cheerleaders. And their proposal is to work with the town to develop a joint proposal for the development of the Armory for, first of all, their needs, which would be some office space, and also use the gymnasium for indoor practice, those types of things. And the other thing is to take into account the town of Putnam's needs, which would be to relocate the recreation department down there, the veterans liaison, what else did we say? The registrars, and have those, get them to free up some space here at the town hall and to go down there. I'm meeting with Bill St. Onge, and we're also in contact with Ed Higgins from representing those organizations, and we're coming up with a development agreement. In the meantime, they've gone ahead and they've put out an RFP for an architect. I don't know where they stand in terms of whether they're going to select an architect or not, but maybe that's on hold pending us putting together an agreement as to how this will all work, whether we'll lease it to NOW, whether this town stays control of it and NOW becomes a managing entity for it. Those are details yet to be worked out. The proposal is that a lot of the costs would be shared between those organizations through their fundraising capability, and a share would be the responsibility of the town. But we don't have that number yet. When we were looking at it from the WPCA standpoint, I think they were looking at $1 to $2 million, and that was to bring the WPCA maintenance people over to the Armory. Again, that would require, because we had to bring it up to current standards, both building code and fire code, there was going to be a requirement that you'd have to put in a sprinkler system. So that was a large part of the cost to renovate the Armory. So again,
that was a pretty high estimate, because when we asked the engineering firm to come down there was about 6 or 7 engineers showed up. I mean, these engineering firms just get all excited about this stuff, and they can see the dollar bills flying all over the place. So when we heard how much they were saying it would take, even Ian Shaw at the time said, "Yeah, we could do that with our own money if we had to pay ourselves for a lot less, and not have to deal with any engineers at all. Just leave them out of the whole thing." At that time, that's what they were looking at. Huge numbers. And I don't think it's going to cost huge numbers to fix that.
so the proposal would be is that there be some office space for the town officials. There'd be some office space for those 4 groups. There'd be a large, in that location, if you ever take a tour of the Armory, there's a big classroom, and that classroom can be divided. So they're thinking for that for public meeting purposes. They put in a full-size kitchen. The lavatories and the shower rooms, I think,
could also be
would stay.
Location district. Take it out of the park.
Then you have the rifle range, which I think they were proposing to be the town offices.
I learned how to shoot there. I learned how to shoot.
And then you have the big gymnasium, so. Anything else? That cover
They
it?
did a good job.
Thank you.
I got a B+. Yeah, solid B.
It'll be interesting, though, to see the squiggly numbers.
Yep.
Because, I mean, what you're going to have when you're done with that, that's probably all going to fly. The Armory and the 30 acres and what have you, you're going to have a massive piece of property.
Yeah, it'll be a show.
Just how much what's the cost of maintaining it, what have you, and everything else. You're cutting 30 acres of grass down.
remember, some of that will be borne by the Board of Education too, because they'll be using those fields.
Yeah, they get it money for nothing.
We can put the maintenance on their shoulders. What's next, Ken?
Get away from that. Huh? All right.
Okay.
The new business, we got update of the treasury settlement. Yes.
I have something to say about that.
Okay.
Denise, can you tell me, or repeat, what Hull said he has? I know he said $84,000 in one chunk of money. He wants to buy a bus. Another 20-some odd thousand to buy a van.
26.
26. He's got a lot of money left over.
You ready?
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay, we are looking at 4 items. The first was a van for $25,000. $19,000 to take the high efficiency burners out of the high school and move them to the middle school.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The third was, he said $84,500, but I think it was probably $8,500. I believe I misheard it because that was to turn a school bus into an activity bus.
I thought it was.
No, that was 4,000.
4,500.
That was the
Yeah.
okay, and then $84,500 for the school bus.
Okay.
Well, the one he gave me to-
84 was a potential if you got those
If you got
rebates.
the rebates.
The numbers he gave
What
me
rebate
tonight
they
was
supposed to get,
84
though,
for
should
the
get some
bus,
if they get some.
paint a bus 4,900,
Yeah.
move the burners 19, and the van 25.
Okay, now,
If
my
they
thing
get
is
some, we
this,
should
Doug
get some, make sure they don't
gave
take them.
the press the deal. When June 30 comes, we are totally separated from our former treasurer. July 1 comes, we're gonna come up with 40 large. It's part of the deal. I'm saying, if you don't approve the $84,000 for the new bus, take 40,000 from that and pay her that way. This way it's no harm, no foul, and no burden on the taxpayers. And you can get another van. You can get 2 vans, the little school bus for the elderly, he's gonna paint white, and you can change the burners. What's wrong with that?
Works for me.
Well, is that legal to do that?
Well-
If it's surplus money, it goes, if it's excess
I
money
know.
going to that, it goes to
Back to the
surplus.
general fund,
Right.
yeah, but they have to appropriate it, so.
I think there's something, not, but I thought it was voted somewhere in the process on a night in here, when he was in that corner over there, that the understanding was is that monies that were left were to be spent in this fashion, not as to the dollars and cents. You remember anything about
Why
that?
don't you stay low,
Yes,
we don't
he-
What? What?
He
But
requested,
he's not showing that he has that much.
Right.
he said that he would like to top off all of the oil tanks with the Board of Finance's permission, but there was never talk of anything but topping off the oil tanks.
Was that all it was? I don't remember
But
what it was.
I think the town has to take care of the number one obligation, and that's to pay that person off. And then what's left over from that, you can top off tanks, buy a skateboard, whatever the hell else you want
It's
to buy.
okay with me.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing anywhere near that kind of money. And
Right.
what it is.
Where'd you come
Unless
from?
he's got it in, the
Yeah.
other stuff in there already, that's it.
Well, that's
But I don't-
something that we used to do every year. It's called the
Yeah,
priority
but
spending.
it's not
Right.
necessary that you're gonna
Not
have that
necessarily
money.
going to have it. The only number that's hard right now is the end of the end of that report, that bottom number in the lower
Right now,
right-hand
it's
corner.
28,000.
Right, and this
So
is,
you-
anticipating if they have surplus, this is the
Right.
priority of how we want to spend it. Number 1 on
Right.
the whatever, number
Right.
2 on the little bus, number 3 on the burners. So, but what Tony's saying is, you guys have to approve that. You know, like we always came to you and said, hey, this is what we want to spend it on, and you guys said, yeah, okay, great, you know.
But with the way the,
But you won't know that until like
Yeah.
June, 20th or whatever.
I mean, the problem is I don't disagree with any of it,
Yeah.
but is that how they move money around, and the next thing you know, you're down to $4.52.
Right.
If he's got,
You know,
if
from
he's-
100
if they're showing 28,000 right now,
Yeah.
that means they got triple that somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the way they got to operate. Every school superintendent operates like that. So I'm just saying,
How do we
hold
find it?
off on approving anything until we have at least another month to see what he really has.
You won't know that at the end of June, right?
You
know that more
should.
in July.
You have
to know it by
June
30th.
They got to close the books June
Because
30th.
you can't
That's
close
an
on the rent.
absolute.
Right. So that's what I'm saying, Bob.
Yeah, right.
If the money's, let's take the burden off of, because Doug's going crazy with Paula. I've been going crazy looking over nickel and diamond. Where are we going to get this $40,000? It's not in the budget. So this is,
Maybe you could get it from the money that you collect during your events down the park.
That's already committed
To what?
to pay off the events in the park.
But they're also in his line items in this budget, $60,000 he got sitting there. Remember, we went through this a couple months ago.
you know, Willie's budget?
Yeah, you've got it sitting there.
How about,
Why don't you take some out of there?
how about from the sale of some of the property that we just sold?
Well, you have to
Well,
appropriate it from
you
the general
gotta
fund.
make the appropriation, doesn't matter where we get the money
Where you
from,
get
but
the
you
money
gotta
from.
make the
Right.
appropriation, and there's really, I think if it's over a certain amount, you gotta go to town meeting.
40,000?
Yeah, I think the only place you could take it out of is capital non-recurring, because you have that authority, because it's in the charter.
And what if we go to town meeting, which I agree with you, Paul?
And they say
town
no?
meeting says no.
Yeah, come up
Yeah,
with
that's a
40,000.
problem.
We're going to get, that's what I'm saying, we're going to get 40,000. If he's got what he says he has.
But that still doesn't give us the appropriation.
No?
No.
Okay.
Either way, you still gotta go to a town meeting.
What's the answer to it, Paula?
Well, if we have 40,000 left over somewhere in the budget, that would be fine.
We're not going to get it in ours. He's got it in his.
Yeah, I know, but he's not gonna
So
spend
you
that.
tell me in your recreation department budget, you're not going to have,
Is that for next year, though?
he does it the same way every year.
Well, then he never has anything left
He
over.
never has any.
No, because obviously he spent it somewhere else than on what he told us on that line item.
I don't remember, I didn't do the new budget, whatever
Well,
you
he's
got.
got 26,000 anticipated program revenue, but that pays off.
What page on there, Doug?
I'm on page, there's no pages on here. 14, what's
Are you on this
With the
one?
left-
1461.
Are you on the one
packet
she
or-
got or?
This one, right?
The one you got in your packet?
The latest
No, that's
one.
Paula's.
Oh, the one that...
The latest one.
Okay, 14 what?
The one that...
1461, you won't see it, just go to,
Is there negative, oh, there's anticipated income.
yeah, there's anticipated income.
Yeah, that's where the income
No, I
is.
know it is.
He's already spent it.
61.
That's $200,000.
Yeah.
How about that $200,000 that we could hang in for, from the lots that were sold? That the
You
board
can't, you
said,
still have to
Yeah,
appropriate
it's
it.
still, it's in the general
Oh,
fund.
So, okay, out of that 200,000, if we want to take 40,000 out of there,
You got to go to town meeting.
we'd have to go to town meeting.
Well, but
In
haven't,
fact, if we wanted to take 50 of it and give 50 to Delphi, we'd still have to go to a town meeting, right?
Correct.
Isn't that the way we got it written up?
how about from the deeds?
What do you?
No, it has to be like a LOSIP approved project, which is a capital, local capital improvement. It has to be that kind of a project.
No, trying.
So where is the income? What
It's in
income?
the budget part of recreation.
You'll see
You'll see a
26,000,
minus-
almost
minuses.
27,000 for anticipated program revenue. That's the summer program and the after-school program. And you have 15,000 for anticipated donation offset for other professional services. And then again, that goes towards various
Can you
events.
slow down? I don't know where you are.
It'd
There's
be-
no page, it's,
Okay, I'm at 1460 and 1461.
Okay, the first one is
recreation.
That's
5505.
recreation.
That's underneath it, the anticipated revenue?
Yes,
yes,
because her fees pay for her salary.
Okay, that's
Half of it.
26, it's a deficit of what, 26,758?
Yeah, because we pay for a certain amount of her salary and whatever.
That's money coming in to pay
That's
for
money
her
coming
salary.
in. That
So
pays for
the
her salary.
26,750 is money coming in.
right.
Yes, but we've already paid her for the whole year, so it's, we
Or if
paid
you
her
look down,
45, so.
you look under other professional services, anticipated donation offset. He's already spent, 12,000.
31, yeah,
Getting all of this?
31,000.
Getting all this?
Yeah, sure, I can see
And
that.
then you
Let's
have
go
at the
down to that
bottom.
bottom line, 27,093.
Right.
What is that? Extra, right?
Yeah, but he has to pay salary for the next 6 weeks.
And he's got.
We're
he's
not
got a-
encumbered
he's-
up there?
No. It don't encompass salaries.
And I think the revenue offset goes toward next year because you already got the money.
Which one? This is from the year before.
The offset for the donations under 5805.
Yeah, that was Willie just asked me, we're trying to look for stuff. It's like a big giant jigsaw puzzle, where everything
I'm
is.
sure we can let the powers to be figure out.
Churn that out. But the question that comes
Not losing any sleep over it.
with
20
it,
grand is gonna come
what
from
is the
somewhere.
Board of Ed going to say to the whole thing?
Why would they approve it? They have.
Well,
that
I
money.
understand that, but if they don't approve it, and they don't, I mean,
Don't approve what?
the 40,000.
They don't have to. I mean, if there's a surplus, and we
I
tell
think they
them,
have to.
then we tell them, this is what you're gonna get, that's it, right? Right, Paul? If there's a
I don't know.
surplus?
I don't know, by state law, I think they can spend what they want.
Yeah.
They're just being nice coming.
But what if there's a surplus? It comes back to us, right?
Yes, if there is, yeah.
Okay.
But I think they can spend it all.
Okay. So if
I
they
think
get
it's
wind-
just being nice to come to you and tell them what they're spending it
It's
on.
in the wind
So
now.
if they get wind of what we're gonna do, they'll
There might
probably
not be a
spend it all.
surplus. There might not be a surplus.
Well,
It might not be a
yeah,
surplus.
I'm pretty sure if it was my budget, there wouldn't be.
Unless you had a gentleman's agreement.
But we don't have one.
Well, you could have a gentleman's agreement.
We only got one more meeting coming up in June, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So the gentleman's agreement, we should have made.
Pretty
a little
thin.
while ago.
Yeah. Well, who knew about this a while ago? As far as the dollars and cents part of the whole thing is concerned.
That was our executive session discussion.
I know, I was going to say that.
What's that?
It's supposed to be an executive
No, that's
session.
okay, it was a good discussion.
I'm sure.
But I mean, if we don't do it, we're not gonna do anything about it tonight, that's
No.
for sure.
That's for sure.
But, I mean, next month, which is pretty much the end of the hunting season, going to need 40,000.
I'll have some ideas by then.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure you would, but doesn't that have to then come here, it has to go to the Board of Selectmen, then to a public hearing,
No,
No.
tell me.
no, town meeting.
It might not have to.
It might not have to.
The way we'll
If
structure
we've
it,
got
might
money
not.
left over
Yeah,
in
we-
another line item, we can
Okay,
transfer.
transfer.
Which way are you gonna
We're
do
not
this?
looking.
If you do an inter-fund transfer, you have the authority to do that without having to go to town.
Inter-fund, what do you
No,
mean by that?
Line item.
Inter-line item.
Highway department?
Yes,
something.
you have that authority. Like you do at the end of the fiscal year. You make transfers when
Yeah.
one department has a surplus and one department is,
I mean, you could reduce salaries, like, oh, I'm sorry.
No. They'll find the money somewhere. It's gonna happen. That 40 grand is gonna happen, one way or the other.
We're
They'll
legally
figure out a
bound to
way.
pay that.
What?
You what?
We are legally.
Oh,
bound to pay that.
you know,
And if we don't,
It can put it
and
in
we see
legal
a lawsuit
motion,
come, it's
yeah.
gonna cost us more money.
I don't have any problem
Well, that's what I
paying
find.
it. I mean, you committed to it, and that's part of the written agreement, signed, sealed, and delivered. I don't see where the money comes from, as long as somebody's got the money.
Well, you
I
know,
mean, we just can't manufacture it.
you know what, like they say, in Bill we trust, well,
Tony?
Tony we trust.
Oh, okay,
That's the way I look at it.
there we go.
Thank you.
Figure out a way to get.
So I love you, Bob.
No problem. That's why they pay you the big
There are
bucks.
rules around here, like what do we have? I mean, he's telling us, oh, you can do this. He's telling us we just rely on the mayor. Is there some,
Well,
where is the Board of
it's a-
Finance
in
rules
charter.
and reg? Really, I looked, I can't find it.
It
No,
could
you-
be under powers and authority.
you have authority to transfer.
It's
within
both Tony
funds.
and,
To transfer line items within the budget.
it's both Tony and Doug that are gonna figure out how to do this. That's why they're in those positions.
Kathy, we'll come back with a legal answer on paper, big print, so Joe can read it too. Legally do this to make the transfer.
And you know that they
I know
can't do anything illegal with Bill Stanage over there,
Oh,
watching everything
salary.
they do.
Cautious
Okay.
Pete.
Now, Stanage will make sure that it's all the Ts are crossed, all the Is are dotted.
And then just say,
All right? Right?
You're
I
right.
think we did
Right?
80,000, maybe.
put
And
in one.
Paul,
Sometimes in doing
and Paul is
stuff,
not gonna let us take money from somewhere
but
that we should.
sometimes on doing stuff like this,
Mhm.
is that we get danced right over.
You get what?
Get danced
Board of
right over.
Finance, yes,
What do you
yes.
mean?
Well, you know, we don't know, what have you, at the end of June, we'll finally find out. God forbid that we should have any, you know, and that's just the way it goes. I appreciate that. But that isn't always what you get elected for.
What do you mean?
Well, what decision are we going to make? It has to be paid,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
So we're just sitting here next month saying, show me, and we're going to vote for it.
Well, by that time, yeah, it probably will show.
But by the time, I mean, it is the
What do you want
time.
it now?
No, but I don't know that we're
It's
having.
not like we didn't know about that this was coming up.
Who knew about it? Yeah.
So if it's something I have to vote on, I'd like to kind of have some time to think about it, maybe talk to the people who elected me on, not on this particular item, but on other items.
No, I don't talk a lot to a lot of other people. I make decisions based on what I think is in the best interest of the town.
Well, that's
Damn it,
one
I'm gonna
thing.
go around door to door and say, hey, what do you think it is? No, I
It
don't do
gives you
that.
time to think about other people's perspective of the thing, if you have some. You know, Delphi came in here last month, now what happened to that? That didn't even come back in front
She's
of us.
not coming back this month.
Not coming back?
No,
Where's all that money?
She's not coming back, she's not asking for that money.
Well, where is it? Where is it?
Doug's
In your
got it.
general fund.
I mean, there's the money.
You have to appropriate it.
Okay, I don't have a problem.
That's
Okay,
the- that's
make a
the
motion tonight,
income side.
appropriate, we'll take a town meeting.
You have an income side and then you have an expense side, and we need more on the
Don't have,
expense side.
have a problem with it.
We'll probably
I mean,
go
Bob
next month
suggested
if we
50
can.
on the two, right?
that's what I was gonna give her, was 50. I wasn't gonna give her 200.
So that's still 100 and a half
And now
left
she don't want
somewhere.
it. And now she'll want nothing. Right?
Well, I mean, I don't understand how all that stuff works. You go from 2 to nothing.
She's not sitting here saying, you know, please give me my 200, so. Which could have been 100, could have been 50. That'll take care of a conference.
I mean, we had a long conversation at that meeting with regards to who was coming to meeting with her and what have you, who wasn't, and what have you. And I guess the answer is, that's the answer.
That's right.
From this budget?
The answer is
Probably
very,
we should,
very
but-
blunt and right to the point.
Because otherwise it's not working.
After groundbreaking for the tech park,
Yeah,
her whole committee was there.
yeah, with shovels in hand.
Shells in hand, I said, wow, I'd like to meet you guys.
You know who they were?
I knew one guy.
They have any tags on?
Not to introduce us to all the guys.
But you do know from the last meeting that the money that Doug said is going to his tech park in that account, that's in that account, nothing can, the way that is worded, nothing can be spent out of that account without it being voted on by that committee. the
Over
economic development.
5,000. Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
right.
so we're gonna,
No.
4,999,
Yeah.
everything, so it doesn't go through
Well,
there?
that's the part that she slid in when this whole agreement was presented before I was even a selectman, I think. It was under 5,000. She has full discretion to spend how she wants. Over 5,000, she's got to get approved, I think.
So what stops them from spending that money right now that's sitting there?
Which
We
money?
can't, we didn't approve it.
Right. Because
It's
they-
got, you got to approve to get it in.
No, there is some money in there.
Oh, yeah, she
Yeah.
got like
That's what
39,000.
I'm
No, it's
saying.
not, it's money for the tech park that we got
Yes,
from
but
the...
it cannot be spent on the tech park if over $5,000 at a time without it going through that committee and voting on it. So they don't have to let you use that money. That's what
No,
I'm
the town
saying.
meeting approved that money for the
If
tech
it's in
park.
that account, I had Denise email me the thing we voted on, the
The
resolution.
ordinance, yeah. But that, I think you're talking about two different pools of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got the 200,000, actually, it's more than 200,000.
For the
So the
sale
sale
of
of
land.
Sale of that
Land.
land.
Right.
That's not going anywhere yet.
No.
That's what she was asking for.
Right.
But there is a pool of money in there
Right.
that came in from the
Gravel.
tech park.
Gravel.
The gravel.
Gravel.
That she theoretically could spend.
Yes, you could
Yeah.
spend it tomorrow.
As
For
long as
the
it's
tech
not
park.
over 5,000.
Yeah, well, then
Where was
5,000
the,
this
where
week,
are the
5,000
notes
next
to
week.
that?
It's in the town meeting, call. It was approved two meetings, two finance,
Town
annual,
meetings.
2 meetings.
Yeah, but we have.
And so it's saved for a purpose? I mean,
Yes.
that was,
I can use it for development of the tech park. Up to 50,000.
and that's all you can use it for?
That's correct.
Is there any accounting on that where it goes?
No, of course there is.
But no, but in that resolution, it doesn't say that.
sorry.
I've never,
I'm
never
sorry,
seen-
it's, you know.
I've never seen a smart answer that had a better answer. That I've never seen the accounting of any of that stuff.
It's all done through the, finance department.
Well, that's wonderful. That's worked so well.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years we haven't had a budget, we don't know what you're doing with the money. Basically, we do.
We're gonna budget.
They're two different ones.
One's a report that doesn't take into account the purchase orders that are in the system that are duplicated elsewhere and don't need to be in the system. And-
Where were the days of Paula?
Well, that's why she's here.
Yes,
That's why
exactly.
she's here.
I would like to be replaced soon, though.
No.
So what you got in your
You're not going
packet, the unstapled report is something that's run out of an Aggie fund, which doesn't take into account all the things that were wrong that Paula found, which the stapled one takes into account all of the errors and the movements that she had to make that were wrong. So the stapled one is more,
A lot of stuff out of order. Right? Sort of.
Or any of our... Anything else, Mr., that you'd like to comment on, or?
I'm with.
You're with that. Be nice to know what that is before 7 o'clock on the,
Whatever month,
whatever day that is. Okay, all of the business lawfully come before such meeting. Any other business? God, I don't know. Thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Yeah,
moved.
thank God. Yeah, second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Red Sox are on at 8 o'clock.
All right.
Minnesota.